Good morning folks, welcome to Once Driven Forever Smitten. It's early in the morning, still dark. I need to go to Glasgow because a chap called Chris has had his Cavalier an attempted break-in and they've smashed his ignition barrel, ignition switch, both his door locks. They never got away with the Cavalier. It's a K-Edge facelift pre-airbag, so it's got the tilting steering column on it, so it's quite rare. I've taken the ignition barrel and the key out the Diplomat just in case, because I need to go for a rake down the unit to see if I can find a set of door handles and various other parts just in case. This is a Cavalier's first run since I did that repair on the airflow meter hose. Again, it's rained heavily overnight. Not raining at the moment though, which is good. By the time I've had a rake for the door handles and what I need, it should be starting to get light, which is what I was hoping for. Although I don't know how busy it will be getting through to Glasgow on the M8. It might be quite stowed out with traffic. We'll just have to see. Right, there's what I've found. I found a door handle with a key that fits it and a barrel, and another key and some ignition switches, and I need that for the Cav, and a boot lock, which I've got no idea will work, a junior hacksaw, which is going in my toolkit, some larger size drill bits, although the chap said he was going out to go and get some more from Screwfix, so we'll take this little lot with us and hopefully that'll do the trick. Stopped at McDonald's first. Look, he's got the same pressure washer as me. Way! Oh, my foot is right enough. This is as far as I got on Saturday before the wire broke in the airflow meter and it started playing up. So I better not do it today. We've got 16 miles to go to get to Liam's house. Oh, I hope I've got some bits and pieces and stuff to get them moving. Right, so this is what we're dealing with. A 93k Cavalier GLS turbo diesel that somebody's tried to steal. They made a right mess of the lock. They've snapped the ignition switch off the back. Most of the wires are intact. I'm going to have to get the steering wheel off to get the ignition barrel popped out, and we're going to have to try and sort out that mess on the end of that there, see if we can maybe chisel that so we can get that to pop out. But first, let's remove the steering wheel. Yeah, you've got to knock the little tabs flat on the securing washer to get the 22mm nut to come off. So I've got the steering wheel remover if needed. You never know, it might pop off. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Alright, steering wheel puller in. Hold on a minute. It finally went. That had, I suspect that's been put on like super tight, and you don't need to put steering wheels on ultra tight, you just need to nip them up. It's got the securing tab washer on it and everything, so that should now come out of there, although we need to get it, we'll need to get the thing back out it, but at least the steering wheel's off it now, which is something. Right, I've got the tiny little grub screw out the front there with an electrical screwdriver, and there's a little bit at the back there which you just push back with a screwdriver, and once your ignition switch is in, you just push that back in again and it holds it in at the back. Now I do have some ignition switches, and I did take a photo of the one in the Diplomat. They've stripped this wire for some reason, and I've got some terminals to fit that, as well as entire ignition switches with plugs on them, so we should be able to sort that out. But first we need to try and get some of this chipped away to try and get this popped out. Aye, that'd be alright, aye, thanks. As you can see, they made a bit of a mess of the ignition barrel while removing it. This is a replacement one, which I hope is going to go and insert in here. We might need to... Have you got a grinder running? Because of the way that that's been mashed, that goes in. It goes in like... we can't get the ignition switch in because they've hacked at it there, they've created bumps, so it won't go in smoothly, so I'm trying to smooth them out using a drill bit sideways. So the ignition barrel will go in smoothly. After much back and forth, we've got ignition. Right, so that's good. Now we can go into doing these wires. Now we don't know which one does which, and I've got an ignition switch up here with the wires that I've taken off it, and I can't unpin the plug, so I'm going to have to strip these and then join them, and then we're just going to have to work out what does what on each stage. Yeah, let's do that. Right. I've been fiddling with the wires at the ignition switch, and I think I've worked out what way the three identical blacks go, because it did try and turn over there. It doesn't have the springiness in the ignition switch, but it's probably due to the damage when they'll try to smash it out. So I'm just taping these up. This is purely a temporary repair. This is going to get properly connected up, heat shrunk, whatever you like, permanently repaired, but this is just to get it moving at the moment. Right, booster pack number 2 on it. Don't think it's going to make it go. Right. No! Jump leads it is. See what happens now with some jump leads on it. You have to give it a minute. Try again. The Cavalier mine might need some revs.
I'll rev you a wee bit.
Aye, give mine some revs for a wee minute. Aye, go for it, aye. Get a rev up. Aye, hold it out. Hold it up there. It's alive! Success! Just needed a wee bit revving up, that was all. Ideal. Right, it's alive again. Right, that's one thing off the list. The major thing anyway.
Yes!
Right, we've just fitted the new door lock and all the central locking, and it's a really fiddly, awkward, annoying thing getting the little clippy bits all to go together. But it's working okay, and it starts and it moves again, so we'll put that down as a success. What do you reckon? And you're still in time for work?
That's it.
Still in time for work. Obviously it's a temporary repair, that.
Still got 10 minutes before I need to leave.
Ideal. Well, I'll get these tools tidied up. We might as well fire it up again.
Yeah, might as well, let's do it.
Aye, let's do it. Let's get the jump leads back out. Aye. Woohoo! We've got a variety of tools in this thing to pick up, but is it going to start without a rev? Yes, it does. No problem at all. Just have to watch that because it's at a beating on that. It doesn't spring back on the key, so it would just keep turning the starter motor over. So you'll have to watch for that. But aside for that, what else did I leave in here? There's your door card. I'm sure I saw a couple of things. Oh, it's those orange trim tools. That's what it was. Better not forget them. Yeah, all the rest of that's complimentary. You can keep that. I'd better go and take these stupid little bits back. There we go, they failed to steal a turbo diesel Cavalier, and that's what I did to the ignition to get it out. I don't know how to steal one either, to be honest with you. There's the lock. They really were at this for ages.
Yeah, there's blood everywhere.
Yeah, there's blood everywhere as well. And the interesting thing was the police were interested because there were so many of these stolen back in the day.
There's some of the doors there.
Yeah, so they've got blood on it, and they really wanted this. They probably thought it was an SRI or something, rather than a turbo diesel. But that's the lock sorted, that's the ignition sorted anyway. So we'll get it in for an MOT to see what it needs.
Not a bit of welding, to be honest, but
I don't generally weld other people's cars, but I might make an exception, I don't know. I'll see. I've got my insurance renewal coming up, I might have to make an exception. Mind you've got your key in the door for it.
yeah, absolutely.
Then you've got two separate keys for it there, eh? So this is at its pump turned up. Ideal, right.
Well, thank you.
No worries, we'll catch you again under easier circumstances.
Send me your bank details over and I'll transfer you your price.
No worries, man. Alright, cool, take care. Right, that'll do for this one. Better get back and do my actual job. Right, have I got everything I came with? Yeah. That's absolutely sickening somebody would do that to an old Cavalier. But it's also really interesting that the police sent people out in forensics and everything, because the guy that took the call used to deal with 30 to 40 stolen Cavaliers a week when he first joined the police in like 1995. So I thought that was quite funny. So I'm glad I was able to help fix it. The ignition isn't quite right on it. It doesn't have the spring back on it, but it took such a battering that at least it starts and moves now, and I got my door locking key onto it, and he can fit the passenger door handle onto it at his leisure. And the Cavalier has behaved on its way out to Glasgow, which is excellent. I'm now hungry again. Aye, I'm really glad that I brought the Diplomat back up the road, because I was able to get the alternator off it for Pretam's car, And I'm really glad that I had the wiring plug with the tails on it and an ignition switch down the unit for Liam's car as well. So I've got the ignition barrel that needs to go back into this, and I'm just waiting for Pretam sending me my original alternator back up. He's bought a high performance one for his car, so I'll get that on there. There's all the bits for the alternator sitting there. I did order a £37 alternator off eBay, which was listed for a Mark II Astra GTE, but it was a wrong listing and it's for a Laguna, so it doesn't fit. But it was so cheap, I'm not going to send it back. I'm going to build a rig for it. I want to see if I can make something up to make it fit something else, just out of stubbornness. Right, my tools were just thrown every which way but loose. So we've got an ignition barrel, another ignition switch with a tail on it, which is very handy to have, another ignition switch, my old blunt drill bits, which I'm glad I didn't have to use, a facelift ignition switch that I took with me. That's for the Astra, or the Vectra, I don't know why that's in there. Liam kindly bought me some nice sharp drill bits. In fact, they can go in my toolbox. Yeah, I've got my two door handles here off an Astra, one of which has got a broken clip, so isn't any use to anybody, and a boot lock, which we didn't end up using, and of course the two mains drills, which we didn't need because that DeWalt drill that Eamon gave me has got that much grunt in it with the 5Ah battery on it that it drilled the ignition barrel out. So now it's just a matter of getting these tools back to where they need to be. Oh, a steering wheel puller, that came from the unit, that stays down there, and that's the unit's voltmeter, which I took just in case I couldn't find mine. Right, let's get these tools tidied away, and that concludes Liam's broken into Cavalier, mostly. A few people have been asking me, where's this car, where's that car, so I thought I'd give you a bit of a quick fleet update. Obviously I'm sat in Le Cave, which is one of my main daily drivers. Does well, has shenanigans due to it sitting in France from 07 to 22, but never leaves me stranded. Always managed to get back with it, and it's been apart for the little breakages and wire here and there, running very well. Once the unit is sorted out with its roller door and the ramps are both working, and I've got the other cars sorted out, the GSI will be coming down for a full strip down and rebuild. This has got a broken off crank sensor in the block, so I've bought a mirror for it, and I'm going to have to try and get an easy out into it. It's only held in with basically an O-ring because the bolt's out it, but I just need to jack it up and get under it. This needs a ballast resistor for this headlight, which I have got, and I have noticed that that has got a little bit of water in it, which is annoying. That means there must be moisture. Right, so I'm going to have to take the headlight out it, dry it out in the house, and then get a load more silicone to seal that up. I'm not taking it apart again, I doubt it would come apart, but I'll have to get more silicone around it, because if it's getting moisture in the headlight, it'll be making its way down into the ballast resistor, hence the reason it's failed. But aside for that, I accidentally did over 10,000 miles in it in a year. I might be keeping the miles off it. That is fantastic to drive, and I've got my big intercooler kit for it as well, and my stage 1 map, just need to get round to it. Yeah, what is it? No, it's an engine that I bought for somewhere. It's a 1.6. The Diplomat, a lot of people ask about. The paint's in such terrible condition with it. The car is solid, but as you can see, because of the way the arches, new arches stuck on top of rusty arches, it's created great big holes in it. So I need to look at the nick of this. I need to sort this out, which is major surgery which is frustrating on an otherwise solid car, one with air conditioning. But I brought it back up to the house to get the Astra down to the unit so I could finish off snagging with that. But I mean, it drives all right. I mean, I could stick a load of insulating tape or duct tape over the rusty bits and get it through an MOT if I had to. But yeah, I mean, look, it needs a full respray as well, so we're getting hopefully going to be able to set up a proper spray booth down there as well. This thing makes a squealing noise off its I think alternator. I've mentioned it many times. I've got a new alternator to fit. Unfortunately, it takes about 6 hours to do it, and I can't get the headlights to level on it either, because I don't know, the module that I bought off eBay is maybe just a cheap crap one and it won't detect it, but the headlights are pointed right down at the ground in it as well, which is most frustrating. So yeah, it needs to come down the unit as well, and I need to get the alternator on it, which I have in stock, but it's going to take 6 hours. Oh, and I've also got 4 different kinds of window cleaner kit to test out. Not window, headlight cleaner kit, to get rid of the yellow sort of hazing on them between this and the Cadillac. So I've got these 4 kits to test out at some point soon as well. See what happens. Glow plugs out. There we go. We're alive, but I would stick it onto that because that dims the lights down. Yay! It's fired up. It's alive of its own volition. I taped up my ratchet with insulating tape just in case I hit anything that I shouldn't. The batteries are all buried under there. I need to get the bracket put back into them now, but that's it good, that's it fired up anyway, which is the main thing. Hey, what I've been doing this afternoon is brake pipe for Kenzo's truck. Weird brake pipe end size. Had to go and heat it up and reuse it, but I've got a female end on this end which I can connect to the pipe under there, and then hopefully we can bleed it up, because this is the only pipe that's burst on it, and then it can move because it'll have brakes. Trying to get Bob out the car and she won't come out the car.
Bob.
She's just sitting there.
Bob.
Bob.
Are you there? You awake?
Watch yourself. Come on Bob, it's time you got out. Open the door. Let her out.
It won't stay open.
Come on Bob. Right, come on, out.
Oh.
Thank you very much Bob.